Hi guys, I want to talk about an article I recently read about the FCC wanting to shorten the required timeline to do orbit satellites. Like historically, NASA has set a guideline that satellites has to deorbit within 25 years, which is a very long time. But recently, FCC um, has said that they would consider a guideline where LEO satellites have to deorbit within 5 years, which is a much shorter timeline. So I think this will have some pretty important implications to space cybersecurity. So there are two forces here. The first force is that by having a shorter deorbit timeline, um, this will essentially force satellite operators to add propulsion subsystems onto their design. Um, Previously, most satellites don't have propulsion subsystems because they do have this 25-year lifespan to naturally decay. So that's the first driver. The second driver is that because by definition, these spent satellites are in their deorbiting phase of their life cycle are essentially useless to operators. This the operators will probably focus more of their resources, whether it be time or money, to manage the satellites in their fleet that are still in their useful lifespan. So, for for deorbiting satellites, you could have less security protection, or just naturally have less mind share of these operators. So these two forces, um, deorbiting satellites with propulsion subsystems, and just the fact that these deorbiting satellites are less useful to operators and therefore will have less precautions or resources being spent on them. Hackers that can essentially get access to these increasing amount of deorbiting satellites, and they could hack into them because they have propulsion system. These could become essentially kinetic weapons. Um, so while I think this shorter timeline to for deorbiting is good to help manage the space debris issue. Um, we should definitely still pay attention to how would this add additional challenges to cybersecurity in space.